What would I do? I used to do a lot of things. I guess the shaman of the old day were like the doctors of the village. They had to know the medicine, the smudges, the prayers, the rites, the ceremony, and their whole life was surrounded walking the path. Not like I think some people like put on the cap and then that's their time and it ends. When the healing's over, ceremony's over. But a shaman or medicine man walks that path full time. Their whole life surrounds that. You have to remain connected at all times, meaning, your heart must be clear. Your conscience must be clear. There must be a connection between the mind, and the heart at all times. So you're always speaking your heart, always speaking the truth, so that your relationship with the Creator is always clear, honest, and open. Because wherever you go, the Creator is there watching. And that is the path you must live. You must always remain open with prayer. So that is the path of a shaman, to know this, to ask, to be humble, to live life in humility, so that there's no ego here. So your prayer, when you pray for others, your prayer is like a booming voice into the heavens. Without pride, without ego, your voice can reach the highest places. And some people live with busy minds, with anxiety, with stress, with ego and pride. So we say when they pray, their voice is like a whisper. They cannot speak, or they cannot form words. Their minds are too busy to form, sincere prayer, or they don't know how to pray. It's the most simplest thing. And you find it when you ask someone to pray at the dinner table. They get shy, and most people don't know what to say, and they just kind of recite words that they remember that they heard before. But the same thing goes with prayer. It's all practice and remembering what your elder said, and meaning the words. And I think when you reach a certain age, those words become even deeper. Whereas you live your life, you just repeat those words. And I think, yes, a sign of maturity, spiritually, is understanding what those words mean and saying it sincerely. And that is the path I walk. I live so I can pray for others. We're not perfect, and I live my life, according to the path I want to walk, the path, of I say spiritual practitioner. So in ceremony, there's so many types of ceremony. It's one of the rites, that you grew up with. There's pipe ceremonies, night lodges. You can do it in a day, night, you can do it pitch black. You can have a shaking tent. There's so many. And the type that I do here is more of a prayer ceremony. I put the pipe together and I explain the protocol to people, because not everybody knows. In fact, it's one of the visions I had when I agreed to help people outside my tribe, or say non-Native American people. Is one of the visions I had was, I was confronted by a council of elders, and they asked me why I wasn't helping other people, that the path I walked and the path they chose for me was a path to help many people. And they showed me the medicine wheel. And they said, all colors of the nation are represented on this medicine wheel. You have, yellow, you have red, you have black, you have white. And to only choose to help your people is very hypocritical of the balance and unity of that circle, which is what I decided. I accepted that and started helping others, despite, the politics and the beliefs of other tribes. This is what I was told to do, and that's what it's all about. Not every tribe is the same. Not every holy person is told to do the same thing. You do what you are told to do, how you're supposed to do it, because there's 100 ways to do something. Part of what is missing, I find, is the supernatural component. People can talk all they want about what they saw in their imagination, In fact, I don't call it the imagination. I'll skip that. I'll say it's a sacred part of the mind. It's where you dream. It's where you live. It's where you create the world inside so you can live the world outside the same way. The imagination gives the notion that everything you think is fantasy. It cannot be real. It's not happening. You dream something very sacred, then your mind tells you it's just your imagination. You're dreaming of fantasy things because you read a fantasy book or you watched a movie with CGI. But that's not true. This is a sacred place. And you have to teach yourself it's a sacred place. Then you can make magic happen. But in ceremony, we're missing the supernatural part, where things can happen that defy the mind, defy, physics. This is the true magical part of ceremony that I think the most hardened spiritual person in this common Western world would be so terrified to even experience. Because the whole aspect of being a practitioner or a healer or a medicine man is to face that supernatural part of this world. And that's what's missing. I go to so many different ceremonies, talk to different practitioners, and they will never experience that. They will never experience a rock move by itself and talk. They'll never see a buffalo skull sing or shake. They'll never see trees shake by themselves. They'll never see a conduit, a medicine man, speaking words in different voices, different animal spirits, different ancestors. Because this is what would terrify them. This is what they wish would happen. But if you can be alone in the dark, pitch black, and have all the things happen around you, then I think you're brave enough to be right here.